Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the Forex Weekly Review. Week being 22nd of May. So we're going to do exactly the same as we did last week. Go through the charts, find out exactly what's going on. I'll show you exactly what I look for when I'm trying to find a trade. We'll then going to go touch on a tiny bit of fundamentals just with regards to the dollar, and finally we're just going to go through some trades, which is actually the chart that you see in front of you with this usdjpy, which was brought to me after the weekly review was posted, and we had some pretty nice trades on that, but we'll go through that later. So I'm going to bring up the pound, being our first market that we're going to take a look at for this week, and exactly the same as last week. We're going to start on the monthly chart. So just start on the highest time frame. Start working down. I tend to like to clear all my charts for Sunday, if not at the end of each trading day. Simply being, you're starting afresh. It also refreshes exactly what your thoughts are, what your sentiment is, and what's going on in your head. So you can see here we've just very simple got a trend line, so obviously we're in a downtrend. The referendum is getting ever closer, and my thoughts are the UK is going to be staying in the EU, which is obviously going to lead to pound strength. So with this in mind, we're going to look to try and take a position leading into the referendum. The question is, where do we take it? And the other issue is that the US are looking at raising rates probably at least once this year, and this is definitely something to factor in. Unlikely they'll do it before the referendum, although they are talking about June. But we'll just have to monitor the news flows, see what's happening, see what the market's pricing in, and act accordingly. And that's all you can do as a trader. So weekly, still in the downtrend. We haven't touched the trend line, so we've come off a fairly decent level of support down here at the low. Retaken this level, and it looks like we could be looking for a move higher and a break higher on this trend line. So let's take it down to the daily. We came very close to the level that I was looking for to trade last week, and I was ready. We were there, ready and waiting, ready to smash into it, and it just never came, and it was really disappointing actually. The level in question, just a couple of fibs there. Level in question was this level here, which is something we're going to be looking at this week. Whether we come back and revisit this level, I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely something where I will be looking to take a trade and hold into the referendum. So down on the daily, just draw some trend lines. Down here, we've drawn our two fibs: swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. There is a slight issue with this, which will hopefully, it's not an issue, it's just more of an observation that could well take us down into this level, and by the time we actually get down into this level, we could be getting very close to this trend line as well, which is making it even more significant. Although I do not like trading trend lines. You are very much open to manipulation at trend lines, simply because everyone can see them. But we've got stops here, we've got fib here, we've got trend line here. Everything is stacking up pretty well. So why are we reversing at this present moment in time? So in danger of getting the chart a bit messy, I'll just put this on here. And you can see here we're coming off the 61.8 fib. So we're actually looking for a bit of a retracement down into this level down here, and this chart is getting messy now. But once we hit this level, we're going to look for a break, and a break north, and a significant one. If this leads us into the referendum, which it won't do, we've got fairly decent amount of time. But this is a bit of a longer term play, still 10 pip stop, but this is what I'm thinking over the next few weeks. So more than likely we're going to come down and touch that this week, and then hopefully that's going to be the next month leading into the referendum, and that's my game plan. Coming off the 61.8 fib here, also got that level. If you bring that level across, you see why the markets come up, tested, stop hunted through this level, retested the level, is now looking to move down. So let's just clear this chart up a bit. Okay, so sorry, I've just taken that phone call and I've actually lost my place of what we were talking about, but I believe we were talking with this market looking to retrace down to this particular level here. So obviously with that in mind, this level here, which is the 4293, so 43 obviously being a nice round number, is where we're going to look to trade. See here, there's going to be obviously stops just below here, so you're going to want to wait till this comes slightly down below this level, and then obviously hit it and hopefully look for a fairly decent move on that. We'll just have a quick look down on the 1 hour. There is actually a level on the 1 hour, which again, it's a trend line, and I'm a bit just a bit wary about this one, especially because we're looking for this market to roll over, but it's definitely a level to watch. So you've got a nice trend line here, and if you take a fib from here, fib from here to here, you can see we've got a fairly nice 50% retracement on that fib there. So definitely a level to watch out for. If we went from here, I'd be very disappointed, but it's certainly a possibility. The euro pound's looking pretty strong, to be honest with you. So this should well, maybe not should, but could just roll over and continue south. And if you look left here as well, there is nothing left to the left of this level here. So your closest stop hunt is going to be down below here, and certainly something down below here. So with that in mind, we're going to be looking for lower levels, but we are going to be aware of this level here. Come Monday morning, could take a shot at it, see what happens if we get a decent setup. But more than likely, we're going to be waiting for this level down here. So it's about 193 pips away, and the level is 4290. 4290. So that's what we're looking at in the pound. Yeah, 4290. Right. Next, USD CAD. Okay, so let's zoom out. Let's have a look at this market. Okay, so I've got my drawing. My drawings are on there anyway. So so you can see here, fib, swing high, swing low, monthly chart. And we're looking at the 78.6 retracement. So we had a really significant move up in this on the USD CAD, and then we rejected very strongly. Obviously to do with the price of oil rising, USD CAD down. We've bounced very strongly. We talked about this. It was a 78.6 fib coming in, that was a couple of weeks ago. And this is the weekly chart, so 3 weeks ago, and we're bouncing very strongly. I've actually got a short coming up on this. So this is the weekly chart. We had a nice move down. We've now bounced and we're coming up into this 38.2 fib. The point that I like here on the weekly chart is this particular point here. So prices tried to make a move back up and were then driven significantly down. Obviously when we come back up into this level, we're going to see the same reaction, same sort of scenario, same price action come up towards this level. So let's just scale down into the daily chart, keeping our 38.2 fib in mind. That level is this level here, so let's not trade, never trade before the level, always trade through the level. So that level is that level there, 38.2 fib coming in just above it. So the short for USDCAD is 3310. Let's get this on the chart. 3310 is where we're going to be looking to take this short. The reaction we had off here didn't see the market come down. We haven't come back and retested into this level. I don't have specific targets for this short, and being an intraday trader, we tend to look to trade morning session, US session, or the whole session, and then we tend to close out. Sometimes, you know, if we've got a good run, we'll keep going, or if we're looking at a referendum play, for example, with the pound USD, we'll hold it for a lot longer. But they're very, very rare, very few and far between. So obviously anything up into this level, this is a daily chart. So what you're going to want to see, don't trade 3310 as it touches the level. You want to see move up, move back, and possibly a retest of the level, and then a move down. If you're seeing massive volume up here, then by all means have a pop at it. 10 pip stop may take you a couple of goes to get it right. If in doubt, wait. You're taking a risk trading this one up here. This is a safer trade, but definitely the 3310 is one that we're looking at, and it's, you know, we're looking at a reasonable retracement on this. Obviously keep your eyes on oil to see what's happening over in that market, but as a rough guide, that there retracement back to the 382, which would give you a 200 pip move. So I mean, they're not arbitrary targets, but they're rough guidelines of what you want to be doing. So 3310 for USD CAD. usdjpy. Okay, let's have a look at this on the monthly. Okay, so monthly we're coming off the 786. Looks pretty good, looks pretty strong, looks pretty long. However, let's get down to the daily. Daily, we've got a trend line coming down here. Now, with this trend line, we've actually obviously broken through. And this, I may well have been touching on this before I took that phone call, but the US are obviously looking at raising interest rates sooner, possibly rather than later. This is what's giving this this dollar strength that we're seeing in the market at the moment. So you can see we've broken this trend line now, and we're coming into the 786 on these two fibs. We'll get rid of this one. You can see how well these 786 fibs actually hold. So we've got a nice rejection candle off the 786. Have a look down on the 1 hour chart. You're not going to be able to see this particularly well here. We may have to go down onto a 5-minute chart, but this is a decent level of rejection. So what we're going to want to be seeing is anything coming up above this level. There's going to be stops above here. and then we're going to look for a continuation move down. We're going to be playing this with a bit of caution, to be honest with you, and the reason being is obviously because of what the Fed came out with regards to looking to raise interest rates. So if we are seeing any dollar strength coming into the market, then we're just going to cut this, and we're not going to play it over and over again. We're just going to sit on the sidelines and just wait for the best setup. So unfortunately, a lot of my trades are actually dollar weakness this week, which is I wouldn't say causing me anxiety, but it is definitely playing against the bigger fundamental picture. So obviously we have to play these trades with extreme caution at the moment. But you can only trade what you see on the charts, and that's what you have to do. I'm sure things will change during the course of the week, and just as a trader, just adapt accordingly, and place your positions to suit the market sentiment. So USDJPY, we are going to be looking short at this level here, which is just above this level, which is 11025. If this level doesn't hold, then you've got a nice level up here at 1058. So if this level doesn't hold, we're looking to short 1058. North of here, then we're not looking to short. Trade comes off the table. Next level up is up here, if at all. If we reach this level and break this level, then we're definitely looking long. To be honest with you, this level here is going to be a very short-term trade. It's going to be a Monday morning, possibly Sunday night, depending on how the market's open. As far as a retracement or target's concerned, if we're short, if we're short 1125, we're going to be looking to retest this trend line. I say a small trade, you're probably looking maybe 100 pips, 90 pips, and then further down we'll look to take 38.2, which will be this level here. So those would be your two targets: 100 pips and 200 pips. Not bad at all. And obviously, if the market rolls over and these two align, then we're definitely going long. There is no doubt in my mind. I would rather be long than short, to be honest with you, especially with this, with what the Fed said. So this is the safer trade, and this won't happen until end of the week, if at all. And this is the riskier trade. But if this takes you down to here and then takes you up to here, fantastic. That's absolutely superb. So those are our trades for the USDJPY. Aussie dollar. Now we're long the Aussie dollar at the moment, and I posted this on Facebook. I was calling this long on Friday, and just to show you that we obviously do trade what we preach. We're going to scale back down into the lower time frames, but first we'll do I think it was the daily that we were looking at. So daily, got a trend line break, very nice, strong, decent move up, and now we're looking at a retracement. So in effect, we've taken out all these stops here. Market continued and is now looking at a retracement. Therefore, we should be looking long. This is the daily. So this is a long time frame. We're looking at 3 months. 3 months just over this period here. 4 months from the trend line break. So we're coming down to the 618, and we put in a reversal candle here. Now again, we're going against the dollar, but we are long, and let's have a look. go down to the 1 hour. So we had a level of liquidity here. I actually took this trade, got stopped out, break even on it. I thought this was going to go from here actually. So we saw some stops here, took it. You could say we got a little bit greedy. There's only 22 pips on the table, and then we got stopped out, break even on that one. This is the 618 retracement on the daily, and this is where we actually got in. So I'll just get rid of this here, and we'll knock it down to the 5 minute. So this was our entry, came down, retested, and obviously now we're just sitting at this particular level here. It's a bit of a tricky one. I'm definitely not saying buy this on the open. I would have much preferred to have seen this just fly, but unfortunately it hasn't. And I'm actually expecting, I wouldn't say expecting, just looking at possibly getting stopped out on this. Again, you know, we talk about 10 pip stop. There's our 10 pip stop. Some people don't seem to believe you can trade the markets with a 10 pip stop, but you absolutely can. You just need to know where to trade from and what you're looking at. So again, 10 pip stop. Is this going to roll over? This has every possibility of rolling over, and the reason being, we could see a retest of this trend line down here. So let's drag this across here, and you can see things start to marry up pretty nicely. So in effect, unfortunately, maybe this means this trade's a little bit doomed. But again, it's 10 pips in a market where we tend to like to take 80, 90, 100. So you know, while nobody likes to lose, I can live with a 10 pip loss on this. So what we could see here is the market come down, and then move up. So this is where we're going to be looking to trade, and the actual area is this entire area here. Another reason being is because, let's just take a fib, that is your 786. So you've got a nice reference point on your left, you've got a 786, you've got a fib coming in there. There's your left reference point. This will be your right reference point. So this is your area, and your area be obviously aware we could take the stops down below this level here. So you could be looking. It's a 20 pip range. Obviously, depends how you trade. It depends on your entry criteria. But I'm going to want to see volume coming into this area here, and what I mean by volume is, there's your volume. You see that? There's your volume, there's your entry. So you need to be seeing something like this coming down into this area in order to be able to take the trade long. Will you see volume here and see it come down to here? Well, absolutely. I mean, that's part of trading. But if you do see that, get your stops in tight, 3 or 4 pip stops, take a hit, and then take it down at this level here. If we roll over and never come back, it doesn't look like it's coming back, we're not looking long this market. We're not going to be looking long until we get somewhere down to this 786 here, possibly lower down here. So levels for the Aussie dollar, we're long at the moment. We're going to be looking to buy on any move lower in the 7191 to 7170. So we'll put 7191. That's going to be our first trade, and then second trade, unlikely that we'll get there, but you never know, is going to be down at the 7045. (7191) 7045. Those are your two areas for longs on the Aussie dollar. And finally, Euro USD. Pretty simple this one, but again, dollar weakness, so dependent on what we want to be looking at. Pretty simple, 38.2 fib off the. We're on the. Yep, we're on the. Oh, sorry, I'll bring this up. Pretty simple this trade. 38.2 fib off the daily, swing high, swing low. Tracement, we've taken stops, and now we're looking for a move further north. You've got a trend line coming down here. Could see a retest of this trend line, and then maybe the market rolling over. But where we want to be trading is this level here. So we're going to be looking for longs at the 1193 or slightly below. And possibly looking for a trend line break, although to be honest with you, fundamentally we would be looking to take profit at this particular level here. So not going to be a huge trade, 41 pips, take some off, hold the rest and see if we get a break. If we don't, then obviously we're looking lower. And finally, so that's it. And finally, I just want to run through the usdjpy. Now, after I posted the weekly Forex video, someone actually came up and mentioned, asked me to go through this chart on the chats on the YouTube channel. And thank you very much for bringing this to my attention, because this was we made some nice trading profits off this week. So what I actually called down on the YouTube channel, and I think it was on Facebook as well, we were looking long 78.70. We came down to 78.63, and then shot off north for 180 pips. We didn't get this. Very annoying, but we didn't get this trade. But it doesn't matter. That's the whole point about these weekly Forex reviews, is just to bring you trading ideas. So in the future, you can then, or for the week, you can then base any trading decisions off these Forex weekly reviews. Now, because we haven't gone down below this level, if we had come back down to this level, we've been smashing into it. Now I'm not so keen, but we probably will still have another pop at it down here, and it's going to be down below this level here. Just the one. Only trade in the direction unless this level is taken out. Once this is taken out, trades off the table, look for something else. But if you're getting reactions like this from the levels we give you, then the only direction you're trading, and this is for the entire week, unless that level's broken, is you want to be trading long. And you see here, these are my long trades on the market, and they're all in one direction. We're never going short. We're always trading long. And the reason being is because this is the bias for the week. It's as simple as that. If you're taking shorts, you're going against the bias, then your chances are you're going to be struggling. I mean, this has been a tough market, a tough week. I actually expected this a lot higher. Unfortunately, we just didn't get it. And all you're looking for is stop hunts. So we took 25 there. We took 20 there. We had the FOMC meeting, which hammered the market, and then we gave us a chance to buy it back in and took 57. Took most off, left a little runner, got taken out on the rest. So that in effect is what you want to be looking at for trading these types of markets. Now, if we're just looking for places to go long, very simple idea is you've got the direction for the week. The only other thing you have to do is wait and be patient. Take your fib, and it's as simple as waiting for the level to be hit. 786, very nice. 618, brilliant. 38.2. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. You've got the direction, and just wait for the fib. Trading doesn't have to be difficult. Trading is as difficult as you make it. And if you're pulling the trigger every 5 minutes, you're doing something wrong. It's just a question of waiting and being patient, and then pulling the trigger at the right time. So drawdown on these markets, if any at all, call that 13 pips. That's 12 pips. That's 10 pips. Let's just drill down into it. So the actual drawdown was 4 pips, 0 pips, just went straight to target. And this one, slightly bigger, 12 pips. There you go. Gains, $22 pips, not massive. 21 pips, NFP came out, and 55. So you're looking around about 95 pips on that, and all you're doing is pulling a fib. I mean, it's literally is as simple as that. 95 pips, 1%, 10 pip stop, 9.5% growth per that's per week on one single currency pair. If you factor in pound USD, this is our trade on Thursday, I believe. 0 drawdown, 65 pips. So there's another 6.7%. What else have we got? Euro USD. That was at the start of the week actually. 19 pips. Pretty dismal. But they all add up. 19 pips, nearly another 2%, plus another 6%, plus I think we were long euro pound at the start of last week. I'll just run you through that very quickly as well. Euro pound. So we were long down here at the start of the week. My exact comments were, if you see rejections coming off this level here, take your profits. We were long down here, so there's 25 pips there, 31 pips, maybe another 3%. See, I mean, you can see how it all adds up. You're looking at nearly a 20% growth on that week. I think we actually did round about 23. But anyway, it's by the by. But it just gives you the idea of direction and trade. And obviously, once we came down below this point, the direction's off. We're no longer looking for longs. And down below this point, come down, retest it, and the market rolls over and moves south. So that's how I trade. That's how we do it. We are obviously on Facebook. We've got a signal service. You can sign up for a free trial. It's Forex investment. We are looking at doing managed accounts, so if you're wanting 20% growth a week, that's the sort of figures that we are doing. So if you are, just drop me a message, click on this button here, or if you want to sign up for the free room, we'll let you come and see our trades for a week. There's no need to put a credit card in or anything like that. We'll put you in the room, see what you think, and by all means come and check it out. If you do or are interested in a managed account, just click on this, send me a message, and either myself or one of the chaps in the back office will get in touch, and we'll have a chat and see what you're trying to achieve from the markets, and where we can go from there. Otherwise, have a great trading week, and keep an eye out on our Facebook page for any updates. AUD USD was on there on Thursday, so for Friday's trade, and we do tend to update this fairly regularly. Okay, thank you very much.